Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. And para sa mga bago pa lang nakapasok sa ating channel, welcome po kayong lahat sa Teacher Rocky's YouTube channel. Please don't forget to hit the like button kung nagustuhan niyo po ang video na to. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell para lagi kayong updated at hindi mahuhuli sa mga susunod pa nating uploaded video. Para sa mga dati nating mga subscribers, sa mga suki nating subscriber, welcome back again to our channel. Maraming salamat po sa inyong patuloy na pagsuporta. And yes, our topic for today is about the RPMS tool for Master Teacher 1 to 4 or the Highly Proficient Teachers for school year 2022 to 2023. Katulad po ng naipangako ko, uumpisahan na nating i-discuss ang tungkol naman sa RPMS tool for Highly Proficient Teachers dahil natapos na po natin i-discuss ang buong 15 objectives ng RPMS tool for Proficient Teachers. So katulad po ng RPMS tool for Proficient Teachers, the RPMS tool for Highly Proficient Teachers for school year 2022 to 2023 also has 15 objectives. So ayan po yung lahat ng 15 objectives ng pang-Highly Proficient Teachers. 6 po dito ay tinatawag nating Classroom Observable Indicators or Classroom Observable Objectives. At yun po ang i-discuss muna natin para sa video na to. So we have Objective 1, Objective 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yan po ang lahat ng Classroom Observable Indicators for Highly Proficients for this school year. And all the rest are non-classroom observable indicators. So let us discuss first these 6 classroom observable indicators of the RPMS tool for Highly Proficient Teachers. Ito po ang makikita natin sa ating mga rating sheet or inter-observer agreement form. So these are the 6 indicators in the classroom observation tools. So we have indicator 1, modeled effective applications of content knowledge within and across curriculum teaching areas. Indicator 2 is the objective number 3. Kasi po, yung objective number 2 ay non-classroom observable indicator. So, ang objective number 3, develop and applied effective teaching strategies to promote critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills. Indicator 3, work with colleagues to model and share effective techniques in the management of classroom structure to engage learners individually or in groups in meaningful exploration, discovery, and hands-on activities within a range of physical learning environments. Next one, indicator number 4 is objective 5, exhibited effective and constructive behavior management skills by applying positive and non-violent discipline to ensure learning focused environment. And indicator number 5, that's objective number 6, work with colleagues to share differentiated, developmentally appropriate opportunities to address learners' differences in gender, needs, strengths, interests, and experiences. And the last one, indicator number 6, from objective 7, develop and applied effective strategies in the planning and management of developmentally sequenced teaching and learning process to meet curriculum requirements and varied teaching contexts. Lahat po ito ay galing sa ating PPST or the Philippine Professional Standard for Teachers. Kung mapapansin niyo po, halos lahat yan or lahat po ito is also the same indicators from the Proficient Teachers portfolio. Ang pagkakaiba lang po, may mga term na ginamit katulad ng modeled, develop, work, and then exhibited, and then develop and applied. Ibig sabihin po, they should work with other colleagues. Mamaya ipapaliwanag po natin yan. Let me reiterate figure 7 from the DepEd Memorandum number 008 series of 2023, and that is the Rater Approving Authority Matrix. So for the head teacher or master teacher, ang kanila pong rater or observer is the principal or school head. And then the approving authority para sa mga small and medium divisions, and the assistant superintendent para sa mga large and very large divisions. So, ibig sabihin po, para sa lahat ng head teacher at master teacher, ang magre-rate lang po at mag-o-observe during our classroom observation is only the principal or the school head. Wala na pong iba. Wala pong nakalagay dyan na note na in case na wala si principal or school head, ay pwedeng kumuha ng iba. Kung sakali pong ang ating schedule for classroom observation ay natapat na may ibang engagement si principal or school head, kailangan po i-reschedule natin ang ating classroom observation because only the principal or the school head can rate or observe our classroom observation. Para sa mga teacher po with no from schools with no master teachers or head teachers and or assistant principal, si principal or si school head pa rin po ang rater or observer. At ang approving authority ay ang superintendent para sa small and medium divisions and assistant superintendent for large and very large divisions. Ganun din po para sa mga teacher or mga proficient teachers, ang ating pong rater or observer are master teacher, head teacher, or the assistant principal, whoever is available. And then our approving authority is the principal or the school head. For ALS implementers na mga naka-school base, ang kanila pong rater or observer, master teacher, head teacher, assistant principal, and approving authority, principal or school head. Para sa mga ALS implementers which are based on community learning centers, ang kanila pong rater or observer are the education program specialist for ALS or in charge for ALS, and then the approving authority is a chief of Curriculum Implementation Division or the CID. So maliwanag po sa atin ang rater, and approving authority in the RPMS. Sabi sa DepEd Memorandum, the matrix reflecting the appropriate raters and approving authorities is enclosed and established in DepEd Order Number 2, Series of 2015, or the RPMS Guidelines, to address operational concerns that have surfaced since the issuance of DepEd Order Number 2, Series of 2015. The said matrix shall be expanded in the table below to provide for a clearer rater approving authority relationship. So, for the classroom observable indicators for the highly proficient teachers, these are the COT waiting sheet and the COT inter-observer agreement form na gagamitin po natin for this school year. Pero dahil nga sabi ko, ang mag-rate lang at mag-observe kay master teacher during the classroom observation is only the principal or the school head. Iisa lang po ang principal natin at school head sa ating school. Ano po? So, ibig sabihin, we are not going to make use of the COT Inter-Observer Agreement form. Hindi na po natin yan kailangan. We will only need the COT waiting sheet kasi isa lang po ang mag-o-observe sa atin during our classroom observation. Let me mention as well the figure 6, the schedule and distribution of classroom observable indicators across quarters for highly proficient teachers, and this is for year 1 of the multi-year guidelines, which is this school year 2022 to 2023. So the classroom observable indicators 1 and 2 will be observed during the 3rd and 4th quarter. By the way, tayo po ay nire-require lang ng 2 classroom observation, and that will be for the 3rd and 4th quarter. And the classroom observable indicator 3 and 4 will only be observed during the 3rd quarter. And the classroom observable indicators 5 and 6 will be observed during the fourth quarter. Ibig sabihin, for the third quarter, we will be we will be rated according to the classroom observable indicators 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, 4 lang po ang i-rate sa atin ng mga indicators. While for the fourth quarter, we will be rated with our classroom observable indicators 1, 2, 5, and 6. So, 4 din po ang i-rate sa atin during the fourth quarter classroom observation. Okay, so para po sa ating classroom observable indicator, ito po ang ating magiging COT rating sheet at ang indicators 1, 2, 3, and 4 lang po ang lalagyan ng score ni observer during the third quarter classroom observation. And for the fourth quarter classroom observation, ang lalagyan lang po ng rating ay ang indicators 1 and 2 and then indicators 5 and 6. For all of the classroom observable indicators for highly proficient teachers, we will be rated according to the quality and efficiency of our attachments. Para sa quality, it will depend on our score from the rating sheet. Kung nakakuha tayo ng level 8, we'll get outstanding or rating of 5. Kung level 7 po ang nakuha natin sa rating sheet, we'll get 4 points or very satisfactory. Kung level 6, that is equivalent to 3 points or satisfactory. At kung level 5 po, that is 2 points or unsatisfactory. At kung level 4 or below ang makuha natin, we'll get 1 point. The same thing kung wala po tayong naipakitang evidence. For the efficiency, we will only have 3 scores. We'll get 5 or outstanding if the objective was met within the allotted time, 3 or satisfactory if the objective was met but instruction exceeded the allotted time, or 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. So, dalawa ang i-rate natin during our classroom classroom observation, that's the quality and efficiency. Para sa lahat po ng mga classroom observable indicators, the means of verification is a classroom observation tool rating sheet done through on-site or face-to-face or in-person classroom observation. And we have to take note that we have to include proof of attendance of colleagues. Ibig sabihin po, pag tayo ay nagpa-classroom observation, we have to make sure that aside from the principal or the school head, which is our rater or observer, kailangan meron din po tayong colleagues na nag-o-observe although hindi nila tayo i-rate. Okay? They will be there during our classroom observation para mag-observe. So, for example, this is our attachment. This will be our attachment sa ating RPMS portfolio. We'll have the COT rating sheet kung saan ipapakita natin kung anong score ang binigay sa atin ni rater or ni observer. And it is also important that the rater or the observer will make a note of whether or not we meet the objective within the allotted time. Kasi yun po ang i-scorean natin para sa efficiency. Pwedeng maglagay si rater or observer ng iba pang note during our classroom observation, but it is important na ma-note ni observer that we have met or not met the objective within the allotted time. And of course, we also have to attach proof of attendance of colleagues who were there during our classroom observation. This can be in the form of a picture of colleagues attending your classroom observation or an attendance sheet with signatures of your classroom observation. So, nakasulat yan yung mga pangalan ng umattend na colleagues and their signature. For classroom observable indicator number 1, which is from Objective 1, modeled effective applications of content knowledge within and across curriculum teaching areas, paano ba tayo makakasigurado that we will get the highest possible score? We can consult the PPST Module 1.1.3 for some tips and advice. But basically, we just have to show mastery of the lesson presented. Dapat habang ino-observe tayo during our classroom observation, makita ni observer that we know everything about the lesson. And at the same time, we should be able to effectively connect the lesson to other learning area or areas of the same or other grade level. Dapat yung lesson natin na i-connect natin sa mga iba pang learning areas sa same level na tinuturuan natin at pwede rin galing sa ibang level. Now, kailangan mag-reflect din ito sa ating lesson plan. With that, pag na-prove natin that we effectively apply content knowledge within and across curriculum teaching areas, this is going to be our attachments for Objective 1. We have the classroom observation, a classroom observation 1 rating sheet, and the classroom observation 2 rating sheet. So the third and fourth quarter classroom observation kung saan ipapakita natin, i-highlight natin yung binigay na score sa atin at syempre yung note ni observer of whether or not we meet the objective within the allotted time. Along with this, we have to provide evidences ng attendance ng colleagues during our classroom observation. So this is a picture of the classroom observation ng aming master teacher sa TVL sa senior high school. Hiniram ko lang po ito. Ako naman po ay nagpaalam sa kanila at ako naman po ay pinayagan nila. Kasi wala naman po akong mapapakitang ganito kasi hindi naman po ako master teachers. Anyway, ayan po yung picture. Andun sa likod yung mga colleagues na nag-attend during his classroom observation. This was the classroom observation of our master teacher in TVL, si Sir Reynante Lahampuenga. Hello po, sir. And another one, for the fourth quarter, we also have to attach picture of colleagues attending our classroom observation. This was during the classroom observation po naman ng another master teacher po sa amin sa senior high school, si Ma'am Dr. Lani Peñamora. Ang mga umattend sa kanya is some of the teachers in the school, si Sir Ruel Miralles, si Ma'am Lenny Resueño, si Sir Cesar Gonzal at si Ma'am Magdalena. Ano na nga ang apelyido ni Ma'am Magdalena? Bandola. Ayan, sorry po. And of course, our school head, our principal na nag-observe at nag-rate sa kanya, si Ma'am Sally Senyora. Hello po mga ma'am at sir. Pasensya na po kayo ha, pero nagpaalam naman ako kay Ma'am Lani na i-attach ang picture nyo. Thank you so much po. Okay, so yan po yung ating attachment for objective number 1. We'll proceed to classroom observable indicator number 2, which is the objective number 3 of our RPMS portfolio. Develop and apply effective teaching strategies to promote critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills. So with this objective, kailangang makapag-develop tayo at makapag-apply ng iba't ibang teaching strategies that will help our learners critically and creatively think as well as to use the higher order thinking skills. We can make use of the PPST resource package 1.5.3 to help us achieve this objective. But for some tips, in this objective, we must be able to provide questions that require learners to answer by analyzing, synthesizing, and evaluating. So, maggagawa po tayo ng mga questions which will be part of our lesson plan na tutulungan natin ang ating mga estudyante to answer by analyzing, synthesizing, and evaluating. Hindi lang po yung makikita na nila agad yung sagot. Okay? Hindi po yung yes or no answer. Hindi po yung given na yung answer, hahanapin na lang nila sa content ng lesson. We have to provide questions that will require them to. According to Mac Comas and Rosier of 2005, if you want your students to recall and remember certain knowledge, ask them low-level convergent questions. However, if you want to see students understand and are able to transfer knowledge, ask them divergent questions. Similarly, they indicated that low-level divergent questions should be asked to see if students can make inferences, find the causes and effects of an issue, and make generalizations. On the other hand, to make them speculate, make evaluations, and think creatively, they should be asked high-level divergent questions. As teachers, we should have profound understanding of how learning goals are structured so we can formulate questions appropriate to the levels of thinking of our students. Next one, prepare activities that develop the critical and creative thinking skills of the learners. We need to remember that our instruction should apply a range of strategies to develop creative, critical, and higher order thinking skills. Our learners are thinking and creative individuals. Our role then is to unleash the creativity in each of our learners. Use instructions that are designed to aid learners in finding meaning in an academic materials and connect it to their daily lives. We can do this by providing opportunities for open-ended questions and questions with multiple responses. We can also provide them to find relationships between two seemingly unrelated ideas and connect that to what they observe in their daily lives. Last one, adopt activities that allow learners to monitor their own learning progress. We as a teacher should be able to give our learners opportunities to assess their own work based on the learning goals and make necessary adjustments. We have to make sure that our learners would be able to monitor whether or not they are progressing with their learning by providing them with the learning goals or the objective of our lessons, at the same time providing them with rubrics or how they are being weighted with their different activities. With this, pag na-accomplish natin lahat to, we will have our attachments for objective number 3, which is the classroom observable indicator number 2. So we'll have here the classroom observation 1 rating sheet from the 3rd quarter. Highlighted is the score we got from this classroom observation and the note of our observer of whether or not we met the objective within the allotted time. Kasama pa rin, syempre, yung attendance sheet. This time, I attach attendance sheet naman of colleagues attending the 3rd quarter classroom observation. Laging may attachment tayo ng proof of attendance ng colleagues during our classroom observation. Sabi ko nga, it can be in the form of pictures or attendance sheet. Pinag-iba-iba ko lang dito para may variation. But in reality, pwede po yun sa lahat ng classroom observable indicators, puro picture. O kaya, puro attendance sheet. Nasa sa inyo po yun. You just have to add proof of attendance of colleagues during your classroom observation. And of course, the classroom observation 2 rating sheet, which happened during the 4th quarter classroom observation. And, of course, the attendance sheet of colleagues that attended the 4th quarter classroom observation. Let's move on to classroom observable indicator number 3, which is our objective number 4. Work with colleagues to model and share effective techniques in the management of classroom structure to engage learners individually or in groups in meaningful exploration, discovery, and hands-on activities within a range of physical learning environment. This is almost the same as objective number 4 from the Proficient Teachers portfolio. Ang pagkakaiba lang po, sa Proficient Teachers, ang ginamit natin is applied effective techniques in the structure Ang pagkakaiba lang po para sa highly proficient teachers, work with colleagues to model and share. Ayan po, in-emphasize po yan. Kasi nga po, every time mag-classroom observation tayo, kailangan may kasama tayong colleagues kung saan we work with them and we model to them and share with them all these effective techniques. Now, for this classroom observable indicator, we can consult PPST 2.3.3 for some tips on how we can get the highest possible score. But I have added here some of the tips. Number 1, ensure that learners are in a child-friendly, safe, and motivating environment by establishing sets of routines and procedures in the classroom. As a teacher, we should know that classroom management does not end with managing learners' behavior. We also manage our classroom structure and activities because we aim for a classroom that runs smoothly so that maximum learning can be attained. So we have to make sure that the facilities, the structure of our classroom, or whatever part of the school that we're using as our classroom are child-friendly, safe, and it's a motivating environment, motivating to learn. Next one, set up classroom in such a way that it facilitates learning while considering our safety and our learners' safety as well. In the conduct of the varied activities in any physical learning environment that we prefer to use, we have to make sure that we and our learners are safe while making learning meaningful and fun. Next one, engage learners in meaningful activities that they would have little or no time for misbehavior. Misbehavior in class is not a primary concern, because we know that once our learners are engaged in meaningful activities, they have little or no time for misbehavior. If we manage our classroom structure and activities, we also manage the behavior of our learners. And lastly, maximize our time with our learners by coming up with a well-planned and well-thought-through activities. Time plays an important role in managing classroom structure and activities. We may establish routines to go seamlessly from one activity to the next so as to avoid disruptions and time stealers. So we have to maximize our time, and that will depend on how well we plan and we thought through of all the activities that we set for our lesson. For this activity, the attachment that we're going to have will be the Classroom Observation 1 waiting sheet, or only the third quarter classroom observation waiting sheet, kung saan ipapakita natin or i-highlight natin ang score natin for the classroom observable indicator number 3, and then the note of our observer or whether or not we met the objective within the allotted time, and of course ang ating pong evidence that colleagues attended our classroom observation. So again, this is a picture from the classroom observation of Dr. Lani Peñamora, our master teacher in English in our school. Andun sa likod yung kanyang mga teacher observers. Next one is a classroom observable indicator number 4. That is from objective number 5, exhibited effective and constructive behavior management skills by applying positive and nonviolent discipline to ensure learning-focused environment. With this, we can make use of the PPST 2.6.3 for tips and suggestions. With this objective, we should be able to encourage positive behavior and motivate learners to feel good about themselves and the decisions they make. So, we have to provide encouragement to our students so that they would positively behave and that they will be motivated to feel good about themselves. Next one, do not let misbehaving students disrupt our opportunity to teach and other learners' opportunity to learn. It is not true that with misbehaving students, the misbehaving students would let us stop from teaching and stop our learners from learning. Hindi dapat maubos ang oras natin in disciplining these misbehaving students. Hindi dapat natin itutok ang lahat ng ating atensyon to these misbehaving students. We should be able to come up to a strategy on how we can apply positive and nonviolent discipline for these misbehaving students while not disrupting our opportunity to teach and our learners' opportunity to learn. Respond appropriately to misbehavior of learners at all times without any loss of instructional time. Minsan mahirap gawin to because we have to focus always on our instructional time. Kailangang matapos natin ang lesson within the allotted time with or without these misbehaving learners. So we have to make sure that we have this strategy or technique on how we can deal with these misbehaving students without any loss of instructional time. Make sure that standards of conduct are clear to all learners. We should provide standards of conduct from the very first day of our class. And this should be clear to all learners. Dapat alam nilang lahat to. Dapat nare-remind sila lagi of these standards of conduct. That is to stop them or at least minimize their misbehaving. And the last one, let us engage learners in establishing class rules. Itong standards of conduct or class rules, dapat kasama natin sila nag-establish nito. We ask for their opinions. We ask for their suggestions. Kasi pag kasama silang gumawa nitong class rules na to, mas matatandaan nila to. And that it will appear that we are not imposing these rules kasi sa kanila nang galing. In reality, pag nag-classroom observation tayo, hindi naman natin alam kung kailan merong mag-misbehave na students. So, paano tayo mararate dito sa classroom observable indicator na to? Paano kung wala namang nag-misbehave? Of course, pag during classroom observation, alam ng mga estudyante, may mga observers sa likod. This is something formal. So, karaniwan, hindi yan mag-misbehave. Siguro we can come up with a scenario. We can talk to our students or one of our students to at least act like a misbehaving student para maipakita natin kay rater or observer how we deal with them. Okay? With that, the attachments for our objective number 5 ay ang ating pa ring classroom observation 1 or the third quarter classroom observation rating sheet kung saan naka-highlight ang ating objective indicator score sa indicator number 4 and the note from our observer of whether or not we met the objective within the allotted time and the proof of attendance ng ating colleagues. This time, ginamit ko ay ang attendance sheet. Next one, classroom observable indicator number 5 is the objective number 6. Work with colleagues to share differentiated, developmentally appropriate opportunities to address learners' differences in gender, needs, strength, interests, and experiences. This is based from the PPST 3.1.3. For some tips, let us provide activities based on the gender, needs, strengths, interests, and experiences of the learners. We have to make sure that we do differentiated learning or differentiated activities. Kailangan aware tayo sa differences ng ating mga students with regard to their gender, needs, strengths, interests, and experiences. Next one, we have to apply differentiated learning that views learners with different backgrounds, sets of experiences, cultural context, and capabilities. Tanggapin natin na ang ating mga learners ay nanggaling sa iba't ibang experiences, iba't ibang background. So we have to be able to provide activities that will address these differences. Plan student work learners' needs. Ibig sabihin, if we're going to arrange students for their task or for something to work with, we have to make sure that we group them based on their needs. Huwag nating pagsama-samahin yung mga students who are way ahead and dun sa mga students that are medyo slow with the learning, kasi lalo silang mawawala ng pag-asa. We have to make sure that if we group them, there will be someone who will lead the group. Laging merong magli-lead dun sa group na dun to help the group and to guide them as well. Next one, allow students with mixed strengths and readiness of learning patterns to work together. Pagsama-samahin natin yung mga estudyante with mixed strengths. For example, sa isang grupo, meron dyan magaling mag-drawing, merong magaling magsulat, merong magaling kumanta, para whatever activities that we provide them, meron silang magre-represent from that group. With that, the attachment for our objective 6, this time is our classroom observation 2 rating sheet o yung ating fourth quarter classroom observation, highlighting objective indicator number 6, our score for that, and the note from our observer of whether or not we met the objective within the allotted time, and the pictures, proof of attendance ng ating colleagues. For this picture, ito po ay classroom observation ulit ng aming TVL Master Teacher, si Sir Ray Lacampuenga. Happy birthday nga po pala, sir. And of course, our senior high school coordinator, Ma'am Dr. Jenalyn Ceballo. And one of our new teachers at TVL, si Ma'am Christine Umali. Next one, classroom observable indicator number 6. The last classroom observable indicator is our objective 7, developed and applied effective strategies in the planning and management of developmentally sequenced teaching and learning process to meet curriculum requirements and varied teaching contexts. With this, we can consult the PPST 4.1.3. For this objective, we have to make sure that we use scaffolding. This will be apparent on our lesson plan. Ano po yung scaffolding? Or this is the variety of instructional strategies to guide or support learners progressively toward better understanding and greater independence in the learning process. So, on our lesson plan, kailangang makita how we provide instructional strategies na makakatulong mag-progress ang ating estudyante. From not knowing what the lesson is, to knowing the lesson is, to excel in that lesson or to know more. Diba? Yung scaffolding from the very basic hanggang sa kaya na nila to work independently. Next one, keep learning activities contextualized. Okay? We have to make sure na kung ano yung available materials, kung ano yung mga madaling makuha or mahanap ng mga estudyante, yun yung gagamitin natin sa ating mga learning activities. Or kung saan sila mas makaka-relate, kung saan based ang kanilang experience, yun yung mga learning activities that we provide for them. Focus attention on the objective of the lesson. Lahat ng activities within our lesson should be focused on our objective. Naka-align lagi dapat yan. Hindi tayo dapat humiwalay sa ating objective. Sa bawat part ng lesson plan natin, lahat ng activities na ipoprovide natin dyan, dapat in connection with our objective. Next one, provide assessment activities to identify students' learning status and create appropriate instructional decisions. Assessment is a must. Kailangan po sa bawat lesson natin, we provide assessment that is to know the learning status of our students and of course, para malaman ang ating pwedeng gawing adjustment as to how they learned. Last one, make your lesson and the embedded activities developmental. So, dapat from basic to easy to difficult. Hindi pwedeng bali-baliktad. Sa una, basic hanggang sa matutunan nila yung competency, hanggang sa ma-master nila, hanggang they can work independently. Objective, we provide the classroom observation 2 rating sheet o yung ating fourth quarter classroom observation and highlight the score we get from indicator number 6 and of course the note from our observer if whether or not we met the objective within the allotted time and a proof of attendance of colleagues during our classroom observation. This time, I chose to attach the attendance sheet. With this, we are now ready to compute for our IPCRF rating. para po sa objective 1 and 3, kasi parehas silang nire-rate for the third and fourth quarter. So we have to include our COT rating sheet 1 and COT rating sheet 2. So kung nakita natin yung example natin, we got 8 points for both rating sheet, which is equivalent to 5 from the RPMS 5-point scale rating. We'll get the average, 5 plus 5 divided by 2, that's 5.000, and that is equivalent to 5 points of the RPMS rating for quality. For the means of verification for efficiency, dapat naka-attach yung ating rating sheet 1 and 2 na nagpapakita of whether or not we achieve or we met the objective within the allotted time. Dahil naipakita naman natin yun, we got 5 points from the RPMS 5-point scale, which is equivalent to 5 as the average and 5 for the RPMS rating for efficiency. For objective 4 and 5, ang attachment lang natin dito is the rating sheet 1 or the classroom observation we did during the third quarter. Naipakita naman natin that we got 8 points for our rating, which is equivalent to 5 from the RPMS 5-point scale and 5 points for our quality. For the efficiency, dahil naipakita natin that we met the objective within the allotted time, we got RPMS 5-point scale of 5, and that is 5 points for efficiency. Ganon din naman sa 6 and 7, ang pinakita natin ay ating COT rating sheet number 2, where we got 8 rating, which is equivalent to 5 RPMS rating for quality. And because we also provided evidences that we met the objective within the allotted time, we got 5 points from the RPMS 5-point scale rating, which is equivalent to 5 points RPMS rating for efficiency. And now, we are ready to transfer our MOVs sa ating RPMS portfolio. For this presentation, pinili kong gamitin ang ating RPMS portfolio Ethnic Gold. Okay? So, this is our portfolio. There you go. Ayan yung ating first page. The second page is the table of contents. Wala pang nakalagay kasi hindi pa natin nabubuo. And then we have the KRA1, which includes Objective 1, 2, and 3. Objective 1, Model Defective Application of Content Within and Across Curriculum Teaching Areas. Ilinagay ko na dyan yung ating attachment, the COT rating sheet for third and fourth quarter. Sorry, hindi ko nabagay yung fourth quarter. So that's fourth quarter, and the proof of attendance of colleagues. For the annotation, nakalagay dyan for Objective 1, I have attached rating sheets of my third and fourth quarter classroom observations, wherein I got score of 8 for both observation. With this score, I got rating of 5 for the quality of my attachments. I also got rating of 5 for the efficiency because I have proved that I met the objectives within the allotted time on both classroom observations based on the note from my rater. Again, hindi po natin kailangan maglagay ng iba pang attachment like the lesson plan or whatever. Kasi rating sheet lang po ang tinitingnan dito. And for the annotation, hindi po natin kailangang ipaliwanag kung bakit tayo nakakuha ng such rating kasi ito po ay galing sa ating observer. Ang ipapaliwanag lang po natin is kung anong IPCRF rating ang nakuha natin based sa ilinagay nating attachment. Then we'll have objective number 2. This is non-classroom observable indicator, kaya wala pa yung laman. Let's move into objective number 3. Develop and apply effective teaching strategies to promote critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills. In-attach ko na dyan yung ating COT. Ba't pa hindi ko nabago yung fourth quarter? Rating sheet for the third and fourth quarter kung saan naka-highlight ang indicator number 2 plus the proof of attendance of colleagues. Ang annotation natin, hindi ko nababasahin, parehas lang po nung objective number 1. Next one is KRA2, objective number 4. Work with colleagues to model and share effective techniques in the management of classroom structure to engage learners individually or in groups in meaningful exploration within a range of physical learning environment. With this, I have included the attachment COT rating sheet for the third quarter at yung proof of attendance. Ang annotation natin for Objective 4, I have attached the rating sheet of my third quarter classroom observation kasi yun lang po ang hinihingi where I got score of 8. With this score, I got rating of 5 for the quality of my attachment. I also got rating of 5 for the efficiency because I have proved that I met the objectives within the allotted time for these classroom observations based on the note from my rater. Next one, objective number 5, exhibited effective and constructive behavior management skills by applying positive and nonviolent discipline to ensure learning focused environment. So our objective for this, our attachment for this is our COT rating sheet for the third quarter, highlighting our score and the note from our observer that we have met the objective within the allotted time, and of course, the proof of attendance of colleagues. So, parehas lang po ang annotation nito, parehas lang po dun sa objective number 4, kasi parehas lang silang third quarter classroom observation rating sheet. Next one is objective number 6, work with colleagues to share differentiated, developmentally appropriate learning experiences to address learners' gender needs, strengths, interests, and experiences. Ay pinakita natin dito ay ang ating fourth quarter classroom observation rating sheet, highlighting our score and the note from our observer or whether or not we met the objective within the allotted time. Annotation for objective 6, I have attached the rating sheet of my fourth quarter classroom observations where I got score of 8. This score is equivalent to rating of 5 for the quality of my attachment. I also got rating of 5 for the efficiency because I have proved that I have met the objectives within the allotted time for this classroom observation based on the note from my rater. And last one, curriculum and planning KRA number 3, objective number 7, develop and apply effective strategies in the planning and management of developmentally sequenced teaching and learning processes to meet curriculum requirements and varied teaching contexts. So, ang attachment natin dito, again, is our fourth quarter classroom observation, highlighting our score for indicator number 7, indicator number 6, and the note from our observer of whether or not we met the objective within the allotted time, plus the proof of attendance of our colleagues. Ang annotation po nito ay parehas lang no objective 6 kasi parehas lang po yung ginawa natin during the fourth quarter classroom observation. So that's it. Meron na tayong RPMS portfolio attachment para sa lahat ng classroom observable indicators. We will move now to the encoding of our IPCRF rating sheet. So, ito po yung ating IPCRF rating sheet. I-encode na natin. For example, this is me. This is my IPCRF. Gawin natin yung, ayan. Tapos, position, example lang po, Master Teacher 1. Kasi for Highly Proficient Teacher to. Dito po, ilalagay natin yung name of our rater, which is our principal or school head. Di ko na po ilalagay yan. Tapos position po, and then the date of review. Let's move on to the encoding of our score. So, para sa objective 1, ilalagay natin yung score natin sa ating COT rating, which is 8. And the fourth quarter rating sheet, 8 uli. That gives us 5 points. And our score for efficiency, which is 5. Ganon din po para sa, ano ba to? Objective number 3. We have 8 and another 8 for the fourth quarter, which is equivalent to 5 and 5 points for the efficiency. Para po sa objective number 4, isa na lang for the third quarter classroom observation na lang ang ilalagay nating score. That's 8. That gives us 8 for the quality and then 5 points for the efficiency. Ganun din po sa objective number 5. Ayan, automatic, binibigyan na tayo ng score dyan kasi kino-compute na niya. Para sa objective number 6, yung fourth quarter classroom observation rating lang po ang ilalagay natin. That's 8. So, nagbigay na yan ng 5 na score. And then, efficiency 5. Tapos, for objective number 7, fourth quarter score, and then efficiency 5. Okay? So, meron na tayong encoded na IPCRF, and that IPCRF Part 1. Ayan, automatic na po yan nag-appear dyan. And of course, nag-appear na rin yan sa ating Part 3, which is a summary sheet of our IPCRF. So, may score na tayo para sa lahat ng classroom observable indicator. With that, unti-unti na po natin nagagawa ang ating RPMS tool for Master Teacher 1 to 4 or the Highly Proficient Teachers. Natapos na natin ang lahat ng Classroom Observable Indicators. I'll see you again on our next video para sa ating non-classroom observable indicators for Highly Proficient Teachers. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to bell all. Dapat po naka-bell all kayo para po hindi kayo mahuli sa ating mga uploaded videos. Our RPMS templates, all our RPMS templates are still available. You just have to watch our other videos para makita nyo po ang instructions on how to request for these templates. Thank you. God bless everyone and let us always be a blessing to all.